Smoking a zigzag in this video. So Trump TV is happening. Now, how will it look like? Nobody really knows yet, but it's really going to happen. Trump has been trying to gather investors together to pitch them into helping him purchase the network Newsmax. Now, will this actually happen? Probably not, because the Newsmax CEO says they will never give away their network to Donald Trump or devote their whole entire network just merely to Donald Trump. And this gives us a look into the head of Donald Trump. This tells us that he knows that he's lost the election. He has succumbed to that reality. That's the only reason why he would even think about propping himself up in that light. This is another reason why MAGA and the whole entire Trump base has been getting on my nerves, because it's not over. It's not over by any stretch. All Trump has to do is start his own independent media outlet, kind of like an Oprah Winfrey, like how she created OWN. Trump could literally go and do the same thing for himself. We're now in the digital age, so he can literally go on to any type of social media outlet, any type of social media platform, and create his own platform like a Jada Pinkett Smith and Table Talk. Like, it's that simple. So I believe something like that is in the works. Donald Trump himself has succumbed to the reality of things. He knows that he lost the election. This is the only reason why he's thinking about creating a TV network. So then in the years while Biden is in the White House, Donald Trump will still be ginning up the base. He will still be rallying up the base during this whole entire Biden term. So it's not over by any stretch of the imagination. Donald Trump is still a real political force in this country. So his bid for the White House, or his influence on American democracy and, quite frankly, just American culture and life, isn't over by any stretch of the imagination. I think it's also telling that Newsmax themselves, they don't have to limit themselves. They still want to remain independent and create good news for themselves and their conservative viewers on a daily basis, not become Trump TV.
News story that was in the front page of the Wall Street Journal. Trump associates raising $200 million to buy Newsmax as a Fox News alternative, and it would be like Trump TV or something. You know Tom Hicks, I think, and you talked to him. But this was never discussed?
Look, I don't want to reveal private discussions, but I do know the Hicks. I respect them. They're a great investment bank. They've done other media deals. So everybody's trying to say they're doing Trump TV. I don't know if that's true or not. You should ask them. First of all, I think Newsmax, we know our valuation is higher than $200 million, so I don't know where that number came from. Sometimes through the years, we've had a lot of people approach us, Joe, to buy Newsmax, invest in Newsmax. These are oftentimes very informal discussions. They're not formal. And I think, again, the Hicks family, very respected, but we had no deal with them. And I think it was pretty clear in the Journal article. A lot of people are trying to see a tie with the president. I've been friends with him a long time. The Hicks family have been friends with him for a long time. But I think they're reading into it a little too much.
Okay. Then there was, and we talked about the conservative outlets are coming. There's something called Parler. And I think this was a fake Parler post that said Tucker Carlson was headed over to Newsmax, but I don't know, I don't know what the implication was for why he would do that. I think you'd need that $200 million from Tom Hicks to get Tucker over to Newsmax. But he said he's not going to do that, and he's going to stick around at Fox. But so there's a lot of interplay with a lot of movement in this arena right now, isn't there? A lot of conjecture.
Yeah, well,
I don't know if any of it's true.
Right. We're in no discussions with Tucker joining Newsmax. We have a great guy, Greg Kelly, who's leading our nightly programming and doing incredibly well. Look, I respect a lot of the people over at Fox. I certainly respect Rupert Murdoch for what he did in building Fox. He was a pioneer in really.
Is that what you want to do, Chris? You want to be? Do you want to replace Fox News or at least compete in that space and take market share primarily away from them?
Cable news market's a $6 billion market. Fox has half of it. They've had no competition. We are the first. We have the distribution now to compete with them head on. And I think that the country needs. Fox was very schizophrenic, Joe, in this previous election in its support and consistency about the president. I think Newsmax was consistently supportive of the president. I think he was very disappointed. He's told me personally that he wasn't happy with the Fox News coverage. And, the election night where they called Arizona, but they wouldn't call Florida. And a number of other things, they won't report on vote fraud. Newsmax is talking about that. We don't believe there's a conspiracy, but we are talking about those issues. And I think the president should have the right to contest the election if it's that close.
But saying that Fox wasn't, that you were supportive of the president and Fox News wasn't supportive enough, does that make you a news channel? Or does that make you an activist or a PAC?
I think that news organizations have editorial perspectives. CNN and MSNBC have consistently had an anti-Trump messaging going on over there. Fox has been sort of schizophrenic. Newsmax, while we can be supportive editorially, we report both pro and con about the administration all the time. And if you go to our website, you'll see that. Generally, truth in advertising, we have an editorial point of view that supports free markets, supports free enterprise, less tax cuts, strong defense. These are issues that the president supports. And I think as a news organization, I look at the New York Times. I think that is the most liberal. Sometimes it looks just like propaganda, and people say it's the respected New York Times. Well, give me a break.
But the thing is, these type of networks like Newsmax, like QAnon, they still have not called the race for Joe Biden. And in fact, they're releasing maps that show Donald Trump with a landslide winning in places like California, Minnesota, Illinois. Like, it just gets to the point to where it's pathetic. Like, the Trump base is really pathetic. But this is the type of stuff that they love. So this is part of the reason why Donald Trump wants to create his own network for his following. Which, like I keep saying, he should just go the independent route. Go the independent route. Live stream whenever you want to live stream. Heck, create a YouTube, create a Facebook channel, do whatever it is that you want to do, and talk to your base on a daily basis directly to them, like how you use your Twitter. It's not hard, it's really simple. So Newsmax, QAnon, and other entities, they're showing a landslide map for Donald Trump, which they're just doing a bunch of voters in this country a great disservice, really corrupting their minds and really duping the whole entire right wing in our whole entire country. There's a good 20% of the Trump base, of the percentage of the voters that voted for Donald Trump, out of that about 47, 48% that voted for him, the 20% of that base, they're really stuck on this notion that Donald Trump has really legitimately swept the country. And it's really sad to see so many good people fall to this notion and idea. First of all, California was called quick, Minnesota was called quick, Illinois was called quick. There are several states that were called awfully quick, and they really legitimately believe Donald Trump should have won. In places like Nevada and places like New Mexico. Like, it just gets to the point to where all this is exhausting and it's really pathetic because they have no results of actual voter fraud in any of these states. And most of these states, they have been progressive places for quite some time, a long time. Decades, in a sense, you could go to. And then, of course, you have Virginia and then the Rust Belt. Like, they have no evidence for voter fraud. Donald Trump is now 0 for 20 in terms of litigation with the court rulings and how the way the election is going at this point in time. It's over. It is over. So they keep trying this notion, keep trying to tap off into this idea, which is part of the reason why Donald Trump has been trying to gather investors to say, hey, look, here's a news entity that believes in me, believes in what I've done. So let's invest in them. Let's take them over, create it as mine, create a network to where I can talk to my following every single day on a daily basis, keep them ginned up. And in 2024, we can still foresee the America that we want to see. And to some degree, there's validity in that. There's validity in that, which is why I say Trump has merely been paused. This horror film is not over by any stretch of the imagination. Anyone who legitimately believes Donald Trump swept the whole entire country, you're really stupid people. You're stupid, idiotic people. He would have to have won a popular vote margin out of this world at this point. He would have to have gone past 80 million, which I just don't believe. Donald Trump has not won the popular vote, but yet people are coming up with all these ideas, notions, and syllogisms that he should have swept the United States of America. Very stupid people, very ignorant people. All I can say is, as progressives, we can't focus on Donald Trump anymore. We can't put any more attention on him or his base or his following. We have to just move forward with the Biden administration. And like I keep saying, put pressure on them, push them to progressive causes that we believe in, push them towards progressive initiatives, make them foresee the America that we want to see, that majority of the country wants to see, that majority of Republicans want to see, that majority of Democrats want to see. The people that even voted for Joe Biden in exit polls, they support the whole entire progressive movement, but they voted for a candidate that doesn't want to foresee that. That's a problem. That's the media industrial complex. That's the power of the media industrial complex to help shape a candidate and push him in the eyes of everyday Americans, older boomers, suburbanite voters. This is the reason why Joe Biden is now the president. We have to start challenging the centrist, elitist, neoliberal Democrats with these type of voters. We have to start winning them over because that's the only way we're going to get the America that we want, on top of Generation Z coming full swing into voting, actually voting at 2022 midterms and then 2024. We have a lot of work to do. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.